this next link. Is it up?
I'm not seeing it.
I do not know. It's saying it should be up. Sweet. We just love this. Oh well, we've got 18 minutes quality to get. Oh no, we are. Yeah, we're up. Okay, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
So, welcome everyone to round 2 of Tier 3 of Season 3 of the Race Spec Pacific Series. We're here in Bahrain for the second round, as we are following the actual F1 calendar, just with some few calendar changes here and there. But yeah, here we are at Bahrain. We have a squad of 18 drivers, and yeah, so 30 minutes already gone in qualifying. We've had drivers just about to going through their first laps right now, so haven't really missed too much. But notable things are SidePod, Zero and Bambi all opting for the medium tyres already, so they could go on a alternate strategy maybe to the rest of the field. Alongside me we have BMAC again.
How are you today, False? Really excited for this race. Hopefully it's going to be a really good one like last week. Last week was really good. Bahrain's a lot different track to Australia, so I'm looking forward to this one. 3 DRS points at this track compared to 2 at Australia. Probably a lot more overtaking chances at this track, so this should be exciting. I can't wait.
So yeah, now we have Jandan actually couldn't race last week because I think it's just internet problems.
He had some few issues last week, Jandan. Only got one lap into quali at the end, and then just had issues in the race. So we'll see what pace he has today and see how he goes.
He's done a 27.441 right now. Put himself P3, now P4. As Bambi went P1 with the 26.9 on those medium tyres. That's a very impressive lap by him. I think Kelly now going for provisional pole with a 26.308. We are on board with Stonetail in the Williams, coming around the final corner of, I believe that is turn 14 and now 15 as well, so it's could be a little bit.
Portinator goes on top with the 126.2.
Less than 100th faster. Cal only going P13 with those medium tyres, so not the best for him. Trent Sanders now coming across the line next, up to P3 goes Trent, and I believe that was Smeg who just started his lap. And Scotty now coming to finish his lap again. He is in the Haas car, coming across the line up to P4 with a 26.753. So the two Haas cars are shown to be really competitive tonight. Early on.
Smeg also opting for the medium tyre for his first run.
He is, yeah. Showing his softs on the standings, but yeah, he's in the mediums. So a few more drivers going on the mediums actually. Should be very interesting to see in the race if they commit to it.
Not too sure on the strategy for this race. I think I was looking at myself as soft to hard. What's your thoughts on this track, False? That was my consensus early on anyway.
Yeah, soft to hard seems to probably be the ideal strategy for most of these guys. I reckon they might go for the medium tyre runners. They could keep those mediums for longer and maybe go medium soft, keep it one stop. Or maybe they can just push those soft tyres, go soft medium, potentially, if they really push it. But yeah, be multiple strategies going on tonight.
I think we'll see a lot more strategies here than what we saw at Australia.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now Smeg coming across the line, but only a 29.2, so not the best for him. The Rock F1 has joined. I'm not sure if he can join during qualifying.
I think he can, because Jerdam laid out last week, kept coming back and in, and then he got a lap in, so I think Rocky should be able to get a lap in.
So that'll bring us to 19 runners. I think, yeah, only missing one person tonight, or one driver to commit that full grid, because 4 with Proximity Ross right now in the Alfa Romeo on those soft tyres. This is braking just after that 150 board at the side of that car, going very wide, locking up that inside front. It's not the best start for him, but now he's coming up onto the run towards turn 4 now. Gonna brake just at that 100-meter board, flipping that apex just so slightly, and in that first sector. Looks like it says it's going purple, but not too sure again. It's coming now down into turn 8 before the infamous turn 9, where, as you can see, he's running no ABS, so a little bit more tricky for him to manage those brakes, as he does have a slight lockup going a little bit wide. I'll compromise his time and his run up into turn 11 now, which is the very, very fast sweeping left-hander, then right-hander through 12 and out to 13. Completing the second sector, going purple once again. Now going out wide, out of turn 13, down the straight, into the run onto turn 14 and turn 15. So turn 15, a small kink out of 14, locking up again in 14. So really pushing it for Proximity Ross. Those tyres won't be looking too good though. They're going to go P7 with that 127 flat. So very respectable time from him.
I think he'll definitely look to knock a lot of time off that lap. Like you said, a few lockups through that lap. Compromised his time a couple of times there. So, see how he goes on his second run.
Now I believe Bud Hot is just starting another lap, maybe, on those medium tyres. Is this invalidated? Never mind. Okay, so Bud Hot invalidates his lap. Jerndam is on the lap.
Jerndam?
Yeah.
2.5 tenths up already through sector 1.
Exactly, it says it's gone purple, so could look somewhat promising, maybe. As now it's coming out into turn 10, is also running no ABS, it looks like, locking up there through turn 10. Getting a little bit of wheel spin out of 10, coming into 11 now. You can see one of the Renaults of Trikey getting out the way, locking up once again through 11. Coming up through turn 12 now. You can't hit that inside curve, otherwise you can put yourself into a hard spin, ruin those tyres, even ruin your race in the next session. He's a tenth and a half up on his second sector time on his lap. So this will put him up where Big Donger is in that Ferrari. See if he can maybe improve that a little slightly more, get on par with semi-pro. Coming across the line now, do a 127.253, is ahead of Big Donger by half a tenth of a second. Trikey going P9 by the way.
I'm on board with Deputy, he's 7 tenths up going into the last turn now.
Yeah, now coming.
Taking it really well, inside apex.
And he does.
He's improved to a 126.1. Provisional pole for Deputy
10th up
at this stage.
Who himself is just, I believe, ending his lap. So, see if Fortnetta has a response to this. He does. The 26 flat now, going half a tenth faster than Deputy Dilldog. So those two guys fighting it out for that P1 spot. Meanwhile, try to get a look at someone who's, I think that was just Gold Gloves who went P12. Yes, it was. And
Gold Glove opting to stick with the mediums as well on his second run.
he is, yeah. Our race winner last week, I should say, Stone Tower, is down at P17, but he's up by a second on his sector 1 time. So we'll put him way up, maybe even around P14, P13. He should improve even more in this second and third sector. Coming, his dog actually goes faster again. Oh, the dog goes faster, Dilldog goes down to P3, so
Big Dong has put in a 125.8.
Yeah. So very fast from Donger. Stone Tower now coming into the final corner. What can he do? Locks up a little bit more than usual coming into that last corner. Opening up the DRS now. Run out of ERS. And he goes P6 for 26.5. So very solid lap from the Williams driver. And while Scotty slightly improving on his previous time. Can he get in front of Stone Tower? No, he can't. He stays P7.
I'm on board now with Bambi, who's 4.5 tenths up going into the last sector.
What's he going to do? He's
1.1.
Wow. Great sector from him is coming around the final corner. What can he do? So yellow's in the last corner. I think that's just people slowing down. Yeah. What can he do? It is pole.
That's quick. It's 125.6.
So they're going even faster now. These guys.
He opted for those mediums on the first run, but then put the softs on and gone really quick there.
So only 3 drivers left on those medium tyres. Can find someone this is on a proper lap. Proximity Ross may have just finished his lap, or he has just started it. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Right now.
I think we got Bod Hot on a lap.
Yeah, we'll go
8 tenths down in the first sector.
So this will be a much better lap. He's on the soft tyres now. So yeah, all drivers coming onto the softs. It looks like after their first stops in the mediums not working too well. It looks like quite heavily into turn 10. Very easy to do that around here. Very easy to ruin your lap just like that. Now looking up again in 11, Budhard coming on to the second sector split. What can he do? He does 1 second up on his previous time. Be around a 26.8 to put him up around P10, P9. So he should be doing alright here. Could improve even more, get himself right up into the mix. Does Bloodhard. Should have a much better race than last week. And he goes P9 with the 26.6. Just ahead of Scotty and behind the Stone Tower.
He's got... Might be tough for Bod Hot to get another lap in here. He's got about 3.5 minutes to get back in. Come back out and do another out lap. Might be struggling to get another lap in here, Bod Hot.
So I believe Proxima Ross did just finish his lap. So yeah, he did a 26.3, 33.2. As a lot of drivers coming out on their out laps again. So I think that's an Alpha Tauri of semi-pro who I think he might be. Did he? I'm not sure if he raced last week. I don't think he did.
I think he did. I think we had all these drivers maybe except for I think Batman doesn't look familiar to me.
Batman's a new one, yeah. So one of the Red Bulls has obviously gone somewhere.
And it also looks like I don't think Rocky is allowed to do some laps here, so I think Rocky will be starting from the back of the grid, being a bit late to qualifying.
Yeah, so unfortunately he'll have to come up from the back. I'm not sure what team is left that we haven't seen.
It looks like it's another AlphaTauri car that we're missing.
Yeah.
Just got the one with semi-pro.
It's right now wrong with Zero, who's matched his first sector time. 0.014 down. So he's down in P12 for 26.8, while his teammate is up on provisional pole with 2 minutes 13 to go. Coming around turn 10, up through turn 11 now. See if he can make this lap sick, improve. Even if he improves a 10th or a bit, he improves a few places now. So Zero coming to the second sector split is up by 0.3 of a second. I'll put him up into P9 as he loses it out. I believe that was turn 14, so it's his lap gone. Now we're going on to semi-pro, who I think aborted his lap as well, unfortunately. I think
Big Dong is a 10th up, going after the first sector.
4 with him.
Trying to improve on his 125.8.
Coming down, yeah, into turn 10. Very clean from that. Very, very clean lap. No lock-offs whatsoever. Needs to be just, yeah, around 10th and a half faster to get that provisional pole position. But Bambi's now coming out on his out lap. So he's right behind Big Donga. And he is 10th and a half up. So this could be another purple lap time from him.
Coordinator's 4.5 tenths up going to the last sector.
So Coordinator has a chance as well, it seems. They're going to him after this. Big Donga coming up to the line. It is P1 with a 25.5. Coordinator coming out, carrying the final
coming around the
corner.
last corner.
What can he do? Only P3 with 25.6. Who's that coming? It's one of the Red Bulls coming through next, it looks like. Jerndan is. So we'll see if he can improve in his time. And he goes and puts in a 1 minute 26.6 with the 5 tenths up on his previous time. Deputy Dildog coming into the pits actually. So it looks like it must be the old gloves who didn't improve. Meanwhile the other Red Bull, I think it's Batman. I believe he had a small spin, so he's not going to finish his lap. Meanwhile, the Stone Tower going up to P6 alongside as Batman actually leaves the session. As Bodhod giving Smeg a tow, trying to get off the back row in P18. Smeg now coming up to the line. What can he do? It is a 1 minute 27 flat. So up to P15 for him. I think we're just waiting on Jendon who's finished his lap. I think Bambi is still on this lap. Yes, he is. Yes, he's matched his second sector time. So it's all up for grabs in the last sector. He needs to find a 10th at least to get that pole off Big Donga. Coming around the final corner, hitting that apex, going quite wide. Got a good drive out of it though. Here comes Bambi now up to the line, and it is only P2.
Can't improve. So close between the top 3 up there.
That's it for qualifying, I believe. Coordinator is going into the pits, as is Sidepod and Ross.
That is all our drivers.
It's quite an exciting qualifying session. Obviously the fastest being at 25.5. And the gap, the top 3 being split by up to around the 10th. Oh yeah, around the 10th of a second between those top 3 drivers, so a very good lap from those 3. Bit of a gap to P4, but then very, very close from P4 down to P9 even. So I think just go wait for either Ross, Jerndan and Zero to retire, or just wait that extra minute. Hopefully that's all the delays we have tonight. Yeah, so hopefully no more server crashes and we can get right on straight away. So yeah, just waiting 30 more seconds and we should be alright. But Smeg putting in a very good performance. Batman, I think he debuted this race. He actually left the session, so I think he might have some network issues, unfortunately. Looks like at least one of the Red Bulls has network issues, which isn't very ideal.
Let's hope they get in for the race. We don't want any drivers missing out here. The more the merrier for the fans, and the more the merrier for the drivers as well.
Alright, so there is your order for the grid. Big Donga takes his first pole position for the season. Bambi runs off the front row with Coordinator in P3. Then you have Sidepod and Dildog in P4 and 5. With Finn Kelly, Tower, Proximity Ross and Trent Sandals. Not far off those guys. A little bit of a gap down to Jerndan or from Gen 10 down to 0, and with the bottom few runners, with Gold Gloves actually qualifying on those mediums, so he didn't improve on his soft tyre run, and he's got that medium tyre.
It'll be interesting to see what strategy he uses here. He does have the option to go on softs out of the top 10.
Does, yeah. Yeah, everyone out of the top 10 has free choice of tyre, so just expect to see a few more guys coming into the mediums or even the hard tyres to go for that alternate strategy. So now we're just waiting on the drivers to adjust final setup changes, just their strategies, which should be a one-stop around here, I believe. Should be.
I think you'd find from the front runners will be a one-stop. You might see a couple of two stops on the back runners to try and make up some time, going 2 runs on the softs and 1 on the mediums.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we should be looking at. Should be, yeah, softer medium or softer hards, maybe even hards to softs. Medium runners should be quite interesting though, and should have a lot of strategy coming into this race. As we have 5 seconds until the formation lap. I think Kelly, one of the drivers, saying it's a dry race, so I'm sure a lot of people are happy with that. He gets 2 stop actually, lap 7 to 9 and 16 to 17 for soft to soft, and then for their final stop either a medium tyre or the hard tyre for those guys. And it looks like everyone outside the top 10 puts on those medium tyres. So we're going to have a mixed strategy, completely mixed strategy. As Banana saying Donga does that mean Donga will be joining us in Tier 2 like Benny? Well, he's still in the race. He hasn't left just yet. Hopefully he stays in. Bring some more entertainment for us down here in Tier 3. So yeah, now I'll be very interested to see what those medium runners will be doing. It's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their strategy will be. It's going to be tough if they're going on for the one-stop medium to soft. They might have been trying the medium to hard, but
yeah,
really tough. It'd be really tough. You'd be losing a lot of time on the medium to hard, I reckon.
Maybe they might go for a 2-stop as the strategy suggested. So maybe getting a few words of encouragement in the comments as well. So hopefully he can have a much better race than last week. I believe he didn't have the best of races, finished somewhere down the order. Obviously the final standings, we're still waiting on that, just because of all the post-race shooting that goes on here. There you go, mediums to hards, like 13 to 15 is what we could be looking at. So I'm not sure if it's faster, but
I think we'll see the front runners on the softs maybe pit around between laps 7 to 9 to put on those hards and try and go the rest of the way from there.
so as we come up to the line now, the Rock F1 Lake, Batman still isn't in the lobby, so I don't think he'll be racing. But there's a Rock, a newcomer, coming onto the grid. We have our 5 red lights. Here we go. And away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Big Donald gets a lot of wheel off the start. Looks like Bambi might not be able to get alongside him though. So Big Donald will have Bottas already left the session, unfortunately. So it looks like Bambi and Portinator going side by side. Portinator having to lift out of turn 2. Now he's got a very angry side pod alongside him with Trent Sandals behind him with Deputy Dilldog. It's going to be almost 3 wide coming up into, there's already sector 1 yellows actually, as it looks like someone's spun off already. I think it may be Finn Kelly. It is Finn Kelly. He's going down the back. I think he may have gone quite wide. Bothod's joined back, thankfully.
I've had the Rock as well, spin through the S's as well. You lost it.
So some carnage already down the back, but up front, Bambi and Big Donga already having a little battle, pulling away from side pod in P3. So they will try to pull away from that, make a gap, and have their own little battle for themselves. Now coming into turn 11 through turn 12 now, as Finn Kelly getting up ahead of Bothod. Trikid having a great start, already up to P7 on those meter tyres. He started, I believe he started down in P11, so up 4 spots. Semi-Pro up 6 spots. So those are your main gainers there from the start. As we enter lap 2 of the race. Big Donut leads by 0.3 of a second to Bambi. With Bambi only 0.7 of a second up on very angry side pod. I don't think Bambi will get a...
Trikid, I think Trikid has had a spin.
Has he? Oh dear. He's moved down the order, hasn't he? Yeah.
Dropped all the way back down to 17th after his really good start. Commentator's curse maybe there, but
maybe.
Not too sure what happened there.
Oops. Oh well. It's like someone's ghosting. I'm not sure if that's...
and the leaderboard's bugging out a lot at the moment.
Yeah, so trying to find the leader somewhere. There he goes, fix again. So Big Donga still in the lead. 0.4 per second ahead of Bambi. Bambi with almost 0.7 of the side pod. Who was in front of Coordinator. Trent Sandals down in P6. So it looks like there's going to be a small battle down for P10. There is going to go 3 wide coming out of turn 10. So you can get very spicy into turn 11. Looks like now behind them, the Jerndan and proximity of Rice going to go side by side through 11. Not sure if they can make it through there safely. It looks like Gold Gloves as well now. Going to try and make a move. And get our predicted pit strategy for a 3rd time this race. Which is always nice to see. I think we get DRS now. Come back up to the leaders. 0.6 of a second. And they should get this lap DRS. So Big Dong got to pull a little bit more of a gap now to Bambi if he wants to have a chance of cruising to the finish. Going down the order once again. So if there are any small battles, looks like there's quite a traffic jam. Now for P11, P12. As looks like Proximity Ross puts a move on Jerndan now. As they touch. Coming out of turn 3. So Jerndan's going to try to go down the inside now, semi-pro. As he actually does. He completes the move now. I think Gold Gloves losing the rear end just a little bit. Moving down to P14. So very close racing here at the start now of this Bahrain Grand Prix. 3 laps down. As we've got sector 2 yellow. Somewhere down the back there's been an incident, looks like. Bothod's spun it. Bothod's moved down to the back. So not the best start from him, down 7 positions from the start.
Big Donga really trying to push out of this DRS zone at the moment. It's gap 1.1 to Bambi now.
So yeah, he's trying to get out DRS range. If he can, it'll be a much easier race as Bamboo has side pod for company. Coming into the first corner. More yellows. It looks like the other racing point of the snake has spun now. So the racing point's not having the best of races at all here. As Bambi not in DRS range side pod, going side by side with Bambi now. Coming into turn 1. As
making the move there, Stick. We'll see if Sidepod can pull away from Bambi out of that DRS zone and put some pressure on Big Donga up front.
Down the order, Bothod's already pit after his small spin. So not the best from him. I think Bambi, I'm not sure if he can stay on Sidepod or if he'll move back a little. Deputy Dilldog on Coordinator now. They're gonna try and make a move at him. Almost coming into the back of him outside of turn 8. So now into turn 10. Right on board. Coordinator actually goes quite wide. And that is an easy move for Deputy Dilldog, who moves up into P4 this early in the race.
It's a great move there by Deputy Dilldog.
That little train from, looks like P10 down to P16. A lot of these drivers trying to make their way through. Now, Semi-Pro riding on board with him. You can see the train of Tricute, Jernden and Finkelly just in front of Jernden can get within DRS range. Finn will be in trouble as he's the only driver. He's the leader of the pack, be without DRS with 2 seconds behind of Scotty. As we might look back up the field, I think Bambi might have a small go into maybe even turn 3 or turn 4 I should say. On Very Angry Sidepod, he'll have DRS coming within 5 tenths. It's just not close enough though. Move down the field once again. Scotty right on the back of Stone Tower with Finkelly getting pressure from Jernden. Continuous pressure from Jernden looks like. It's a Rock and Zero trading positions down in P16 and P15.
Big Donga might have had a massive lock-up. The lead's now only 8 tenths.
Yeah,
Lost
so
a bit of time through that middle sector there.
It's brought Sidepod right back into it within DRS range. So now Donga will be under a little bit of pressure. Soundball with Bambi now. That's the best seat in the house for this battle, it looks like.
Bambi just wants to make sure he can keep touch with this battle. These two at the front.
Let's see if he can keep the under DRS range. It'll benefit him quite a bit. So he'll be able to save his tyres as well, save his DRS. Looks like you can see how his Sidepod is pushing. It is locking up into the final corner. And now he may look for a move into turn 1. Looks like Bambi did get that DRS. As Sidepod is going to go up the inside into turn 1 of Big Donga to take the lead of the race. And I believe he does make a stick. Yes, he does. And he should get DRS for that next corner as well. He does. So up into turn 4 in the back row, you can see Sanders and Scotty having a
Back
little
comes
bit
Big
of a...
Donga on the inside.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Even though Sidepod had DRS there, he actually had no battery power left.
So Donga using that battery power very wisely. As Stone Town and Scotty continue to trade places now. Down in P6. Very Angry Sidepod. Keeping a lot of pressure on Big Donga. Trying to get him to make that mistake once again. And it's just brought Bambi back into the mix now. So it'll be a 3-way fight for the lead of the race right now.
Dildog trying to catch the back of Bambi to catch his DRS.
So, yeah, nah. Very Angry Sidepod. 3 tenths per second still behind him. Behind Donga, Bambi, like you said before. Just trying to keep in touch with that DRS range. There's a small gap down to Deputy Dildog. There's a little battle pack from Stone Tower down to Trent, and then from Finkelly all the way down to 0. P9 to P16, so it could have a long-lasting effect for some points for those drivers. Up 11 to 9. It says to the hard stop, to stop for hards. Not sure how many guys do this on a 2-stop maybe. However, that is still viable. It goes soft, hard, soft. So it can go into the soft stuff, into the hards to the end. Sidepod, right on board him, locks up again, coming into... Oh, Big Donga actually loses the rear end. Sidepod through, Big Donga going side by side with Bambi. And Donga losing 2 positions in 1 corner from that mistake.
Now Dildog has caught the back of this train. It's a really good battle here.
It's a 4-way fight for the lead. Sidepod locking up that front. He's going to lose that tyre wear. He's going to lose those tyres even more now from those lock-ups. It looks like Bambi's going to have pressure from Big Donga. Big Donga might get him on the straight now. As it looks like Very Angry Sidepod have opened up a 5/10 gap to Bambi as Proximity Ross and the Rock going side by side, looks like coming into turn 12. And I think the Ross does get it stick. He does make a stick.
Made that boost stick. It's already up 5 places here in the first 7 laps.
Just the Rock proving that it doesn't need qualifying as Sidepod and Dong are both coming into the pits for their first stop, as Portnet as well getting a fast penalty from that pit lane.
Onto the mediums here for Big Donga.
Yeah, I think.
And the mediums also for Sidepod.
I think a lot of people go into the mediums, so maybe going onto the softs again. I'm not sure if you can get the mediums to the end of this race.
I think they're going to really struggle to get to the mediums to the end here. I think they're going to have to do a 2-stop.
Yeah, so now Bambi inheriting the lead now, with Deputy Dildog right behind him. So you might see Sidepod and Big Dong get that undercut. Right now, they are Sidepod is 21.9 seconds behind Bambi. So we should see that gap fall more and more. Kubica now, I think Kubica was in the last race, was he not? PRT Kubica in the Alpha. So yeah, he's coming in to watch. He has some insight. Yeah, the medium tyre is just not going to last that one stop, so they will have to stop again.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Really interesting. I really thought they were going to go for the softer hards.
Yeah, so apparently not. Apparently they're going to... it looks like Bambi
and Deputy Doodle coming to the pits.
Coming in. So I'd like to go on board with Sidepod. See where they come out.
Bambi opting for the hard tyres.
So he might go to the end, it looks like.
Zone Towers picked up a 3-second time penalty.
So here comes Sidepod. Coming onto that main straight. Does he get in front? Yes, he does. Sector 2 through yellows. That is one of the Force Indias, or the racing points, I should say. I think it might
Donga
be.
and Bambi went side by side as Bambi came out of the pits there, and Donga's actually got past him as well.
So Big Dong getting that undercut on Bambi. So I believe Bambi was in front of Big Donga. So yeah, the undercut has worked well for them. Big Dong, Deputy Dildog much closer now to the rest of the pack, that front pack. So Sidepod is now in the net lead of the race with 2 seconds ahead of Big Donga, and has a lot of space to push on before he has Zero, Gold Glove, City Pro, The Rock and Trikit and Scotty, who are all on those meter tires and haven't pit yet.
Sidepod and Donga are going to have to try and put a gap here on Bambi and Dildog, because they are going to have to stop again on those medium tyres.
Kubica saying he just couldn't come because of an update, so hopefully he can come next week, Kubica. Love to see you race again. But moving back on to the action. Gold Gloves going up the inside of semi-pro. Sanders gets a 3-second penalty. Sanders is down P18. I think he already pit once though. As Snake and Stone Tower having a little battle themselves. But it looks like Gold Gloves makes the move stick. As very angry Sidepod keeps that gap of 1.6, 1.7 seconds to Big Donga. Semi-pro and Zero still trying to those medium tires. So around lap 14, lap 15. So 4 or 5 laps now. They still need to get. Sempro gets a heavy lock up. That would hurt his tires quite a bit. Zero might be on for something. If he can get a good exit out of turn 10. I think Kelly now getting in front of Batman. I think Batman was on those medium tires as well. Kelly down to P15, it's not the best race for him. Sempro going quite wide. That's divided Zero up now. Right behind him is less than a tenth. They're going to look for the move in the inside. No, it's never going to happen. Diminishing gap. But Sempro looking to be
Gold
losing
Gloves
time
picked
on
up the
the pressure.
3-second penalty.
Yes, the Gold Gloves is also pushing as well. Sempro locking up again. Looks like both the front tires locked up that time. So he's really struggling, but he does get the RS, and I think Zero has no ARS left. So that has saved Semi Pro just for now. Save with this battle, just for a bit longer. And Semi Pro does spin actually. So too much for a spin, not enough traction out of that. That was second corner.
He's going to have to try to be careful here coming back onto the track.
And it looks like he does safely come back on with no incidents. But that would definitely hurt his performance. Those tyres are absolutely gone now. He should pit in the next few laps. But now we have Gold Gloves on the back of his teammate in the Renault, with side pod still keeping the gap to Big Dongo in the background, as you can see, of 1.6 seconds. I wonder if he's catching Zero actually. He used to be 5 seconds, that's 2.4. So we'll try to get past those guys as soon as he can. To reduce.
Tri-Kid with a 3-second penalty, also pushing really hard.
So Sharpkid up in P3, but he hasn't made a stop yet. It looks like Zero coming right into the back of Gold Gloves again, so he's gained a lot of time there. I don't think Gold Gloves has, I think he does just at DRS, yes he does. Sector 2 yellows. I believe that is bot holder goods again. He's not having the best of races tonight. I believe he may be running no assists though, so good on him for giving a go, but not the best race tonight. He's 35 seconds off Batman in P18. Zero now trying to have a look on Gold Gloves.
Definitely,
looks like.
Deal Dog's actually gotten past Bambi as well in their little battle.
Well, he has, yeah. Did just miss. So that is for net third place, a net podium. So Deal Dog, I believe if you just look at the tyres, both of them are on those hard tyres. So maybe looking to go to the end on those. So I'm not sure if they should be battling all too much, but it should be alright. We go back up to the fight for P4. Gold Gloves losing a lot of time to Tri-Kid and to Zero. Zero now right in the back, less than 0.2 of a second behind Gold Gloves. But I think Tri-Kid's going to give him a little toe, give him some DRS. Try to keep that Renault ahead of the Mercedes. Zero looking for a move, or just showing his nose there. Coming out of the final corner once again. Start lap 13. It's Grand Prix, and he may be closer. This is the one stop now from mediums to hards. As Zero is going to send it. He's going to send it down the inside. He does on Gold Gloves. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he does. Gold Gloves recedes the position. He might get.
They both have DRS here.
Yeah, they do. But I think Zero just has that extra ARS to use. Because a little bit wide there, Zero. The battle might still be on. Because now side pod is actually right on the back. It's less than a second, and Big Donga is also less than a second behind the side pod. So Big Donga's caught up to side pod now, and side pod needs to get past this traffic if he wants to increase that gap once again. Yeah, obviously Big Donga will have DRS coming out of here. Oh, he does for half spin and losing all that time, all that effort, all gone to waste now. Unfortunately, as we move down the order, this looks like Stone Tower and Bambi making moves to Bebby, losing positions. It was before up in net third, now it's down net fifth. Obviously now in P10, because the top 5 have not stopped yet. They should stop this lap. Well, Scotty does pit, as does I think the Rock actually stays out an extra lap. So the Rock, Scotty coming in for those hard tyres, the Rock staying out, Tri-Kid coming in, Zero coming in, Gold Glove staying out. So this will promote side pod up to 3rd position. Big Donga up into 4th. And I wonder what tyres they've got. I think they're all going mediums to hards. They are.
Side pod's gotten past Gold Glove, so he's gotten a bit of clean air here now. See if he can put a gap between him and Big Donga.
Yeah, Big Donga making a move. And he gets the move Duck? Yes, he does. The Gold Gloves just realizing there's no real battle there. And they're on differing strategies. I believe Sidepod and Big Dong are both going to stop again, probably for another set of mediums or softs. Santa Pro, Snake and Batman all coming to the pits as well for their first stop. Big Donger, only 9/10 of a second away. If you can keep that gap, maybe close in a bit with that DRS now. We're right on board with him. He's just got that, but he has no ARS though. Sidepod has quite considerably about more than Donger. Rock getting a penalty for his efforts.
Rock, I think the Rock really pushing on his in-lap here.
He should
if he pits.
box. He is boxing. So, Sidepod will inherit the lead once again. Well, actually, inherit the lead for the first time this race. I think. It's going far to the inside, trying to break that tire, break that slipstream.
The Rock onto the hard tyre. I think he's serving a 5-second penalty as well, just sitting here in the pits.
Yeah, I think he has to be. He should be there. That would hurt his chances. As you can see, Scotty's got in front of him. I think Trikid might as well. As that Big Donger going down the inside of a very angry Sidepod and trying to get another angle, but I think Big Donger may have just hit that right rear tyre of Sidepod's, or Sidepod may have just closed the door on him. But Big Dong would not be happy with that. He came off worse there onto that hard spin, lost valuable time. He's out of DRS range. I wonder if Dongo can make that comeback again. So now, I'm not sure if we can get back to him.
Stone Tower's got himself up to 4th. He's still on soft tyres. Is this his second run on soft tyres, I think?
I think it is, yeah. So he's gone soft salts, he should go mediums to the end after this. He's got Bambi right behind him. And Bambi has just kept that gap. Not let it reach over that 1 second. Kept within DRS range.
It's helped Deputy Dual Dog as well, with Stone Tower getting in between Bambi and Deputy Dual Dog, just to pull away a little bit.
So here we go. So Tao has a DRS. Stone Tower, Bambi does the DRS, and he will slide on through. Very, very easy overtake from Bambi on those hard tyres. Looks like Tao's softs may just be letting go away from him. Some debate on that Big Donger overtake. If you're saying it's a very late move, so should be a racing incident. Yeah, Bambi getting past Stone Tower, but Big Donger has the pace on those medium tyres. He's back within a second. And he's going to try once again to maybe get another move. He's not very good out of turn 10. He can't get the traction out of there. But he just needs to keep on the DRS range. As Finn Kelly getting his first penalty, he's fighting with Trent Sanders and Proximity Ross. As they're going to go 3 wide out of turn 10. I think Proximity Ross just getting past Trent, and Trent getting past Finn. Finn now having Scotty on the hards under pressure. So I wonder how this will play out, as it looks like Sidepod and Big Donger may have a battle up for P1 now. As I think he's just too far back once again, but he might have DRS. His tower pits, yeah, his tyres were just falling off the cliff there. As all the soft runners coming in for their second stops onto those medium tyres or hard tyres to the end. But here you go, Big Donger going to try once again. He's going to make a move, he's going to send it. Yes, he does. Very angry Sidepod leaves him room, and Big Donger gets that lead, but he gets a little bit of wheel spin out of almost losing it, and Sidepod very menacing, trying to get that move straight away, straight away. But I think it should be alright. Sidepod now just trying to get that first win of the season. It's locking up quite a bit into turn 9 and turn 10. And have that DRS, but not going to have the traction. He's not using the overtake just yet. He knows he can't make a move through into turn 11. Big Donga just trying to create that gap once again. If you can get with that out of that 1 second range, you can control the race to the end. Now what's going to be interesting is when those two peer, as Finn Kelly and Scotty going side by side through turn 11. They're still going side by side through 12 now as well. As Scotty getting pushed wide, Finn Kelly taking P6 there from Scotty. I was going to say it's going to be very interesting seeing those top two runners on those medium tyres have to pit again and to see if they can catch Deputy Dildog and Bambi. So
the Rock's also moved himself up to P9, so he's made 10 places this race.
Seeing a very good race as Finn Kelly now looking for another move once again as he moves down the outside and takes that place. Sidepod also getting in front of Big Donga. Looks like he did make a move. He did send it. As Donga going
with a 3-second penalty as well.
Yeah. So these guys are putting it to the limit, it looks like. Sidepod locking up continuously. I wonder what his tyre wear is right now. How badly those tyres must be. Locking up at almost every corner it looks like. See again into turn 10. Big Donga getting a much better drive out of there.
I think this battle between these two, they've had to really drive their tyres hard.
That would definitely help Dildog and Bambi. As Donga puts it down the 70s, spun it.
Oh, he spun it.
Mondo had always come onto the track, almost hit Bambi. Oh wow. And the good thing he's ghosted because Coordinator almost hit him as well. But that's that battle all over, unfortunately.
Was he very ambitious there?
Yeah, I was going to say, not a very popular overtaking spot.
Felt like you got to be really side by side there to make the move, and he could have just held off to just wait for the turn 1 to get him back again.
So Big Donga, he should pit soon. I'm not sure if he can.
The Rock's moved himself up to P8.
He has. He's just got in front of Gold Gloves. The Rock on the hards, Gold Gloves on the softs. The Rock has serious pace. Definitely has very serious pace. 5.3 seconds behind his next opponent in Scotty and Finn Kelly. Scotty having a great battle with Finn right now for that P6. I would think Finn will have to pit against Scotty. Will go to the end with 10 laps to go in this race.
Gold Gloves currently with the fastest lap with a 129.2.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been as. I think he's gonna go. He hasn't been as quick as I thought it'd be on those soft tyres. Sector 2 yellows. Who's that? Is that Coordinator? It is. Something's happened with him and Big Donga maybe, as he's lost his front wing completely. And there's a virtual safety car here. As Gold Gloves
with a 5-second severe collision with the Rock.
The Rock. So what happened there? I'm not sure how. I'm not sure what happened there, but I think he might want to get that removed after the race, maybe.
I think he may have hit the back of the Rock under this virtual safety car. Any of the slightest touch around here, you'll get a 5-second penalty under any safety car.
So he should get that removed after the race, hopefully. Should Gold Gloves, but as the VSC ending very quick there. Kelly onto the back of Portnet now. Portnet's got the pit now as well. He has ruined his race. Unfortunately, he gets a 5-second for good measure. So he's been kicked while he's down, unfortunately, for Portnet in that last.
Starting in 3rd place today as well. He's not going to be happy with the performance today.
Scotty's still right behind Finn Kelly. For this VSC, going to continue to put pressure on Finn. Try to get him to wear those tyres out even more for his next stop. Portnet going down to P17 from P3. Yes, Finn Kelly did a much better run in that middle sector. As for Scotty in the other half, Portnet out of the picture now. Scotty, not sure if he can make a move. He's within 5/10 of a second, but Looks like Finn still has those better tyres, that better traction. We'll stay on board with him actually. See what he can do. He's going to close up the gap right within 0.2 of a second, but can't make a move. I think we're seeing what happens there if you try to make a move from Big Donga, who is now around 6-7 seconds behind. So now he's going to run Finn. Here we go. Coming into the final corner, he's going to do it. He does. Finn Keller just letting off third, looks like. I think Finn might just want to get that DRS. He does. Very smart move by Finn. And Sidepod does pit for soft tyres to the end. So 8 laps for Sidepod. Then goes side by side, it looks like, with Finn with that DRS, that smart DRS play. It's going to get up into turn 1 and on that second DRS turn as well. So Sidepod coming in. Gold Gloves coming in as well. So that's surprising.
It's dropped all the way down to 10th place, Sidepod.
So he needs to come out in traffic as well. So that's not the best. It's Scotty coming down the inside again of Finn Kelly. And I think Finn is going to make the move to keep that P4 spot now. As the Rock or Zero and Tri-Kid are having a little battle as well. So now Scotty just always Scotty's hit the back of Finn Kelly. Broke really late, hit the back of Finn Kelly, lost his front wing. And gets a 5-second corner cutting penalty for good measure. As Sidepod actually getting in front of all those guys, so he's gone through traffic very easily on those soft tyres. And now Scotty's got the pit, so that's ruined his strategy completely. I wonder if Finn Kelly may have broken a little bit earlier, or Scotty just didn't take into account that Finn Kelly was as close as he was. They run into the back of him. But behind Sidepod, Stone Tail and Tri-Kid now having a little fight for P8. Stone Tail maybe looking down the inside. He does. He sends it on the last corner. Gonna push Tri-Kid out very wide.
Big Donga into the pits.
And he'll come out behind Sidepod. He does. And behind this group as well.
The Rock up into P4.
So the Rock going to the end on those hard tyres from P19 up to P4. Very good race from him. As now, looks like Tri-Kid still trying to make, or he's actually been overtaken by Tao, actually. So he's gonna try to keep that gap as small as possible and try to get that position back. I think both Tao and Tri-Kid, they're both going to the end, no more stops. Pretty sure Finn Kelly does have to stop again. Looks like Scotty's staying out actually, which is surprising. He's got a half broken front wing, but he's staying out, trying to get those points for Haas. As you see him at Portnato down to P16.
I think Sidepod will be on the back of Scotty pretty soon now with that damage. With fresh soft tyres.
Within 9/10 of a second, within 8 now. So every corner Sidepod is faster. He's a second now. Up on his personal best time. He's within 7/10 of Scotty. Now he's coming onto that straight. 5/10 now, 4/10. Should be quite an easy. There's Finn Kelly now pits for, I believe, soft tyres till the end. Sector 2 yellows. I think it's Bodhod once again. It must be. As Sidepod down the inside makes the move done up into P4. Now he has to overtake The Rock, Bambi, and Dildog with 6-7 laps to go.
It's currently 18 seconds behind Dildog.
So I wonder if he can make that, if he can do that. Those softs will be a lot faster than those old hard tyres. Sidepod, yeah, 3 seconds a lap faster than Dildog to win this race. That's very, very big ask. I'd like to see what Dildog does compared to what Sidepod does on this lap. So The Rock could be on for a podium now if Sidepod doesn't catch him, which I think it might be inevitable. But if there's anything with penalties to go by, as there's more, something else happened.
Zero's been spun out. I think him and Donga had a bit of contact.
So Dong are really pushing through, but yeah, Zero coming off worst there. And he won't be happy with that.
So Dildogs has put in a 1 minute 30. We'll see what Sidepod puts in as he crosses the line on the softs.
Big Dong, yeah. So I put 1.8 seconds with Big Dong trying to
Put in
get
a
past.
1:29.3. So making up about 7/10 a lap.
So it won't be enough, unfortunately, for Sidepod, who was leading that second half of the race, or most of the second half of the race, until his final stop. Which it looks like that one stop is quite a bit faster.
Dildog is increasingly getting his gap bigger from Bambi. We'll see if Bambi can put some pressure on him in the last 5 to 6 laps.
I wonder if he can make those ties last a little bit longer. Get that as Big Donna going around the outside of Try Kid. Big Donna on much younger soft tyres compared to Try Kid's older hards. There's now Gold Gloves making a move on Proximity Ross down in P14. Moving back up. So with Sidepod, they're 1.6 behind the Rock. Gold Gloves 30-second penalty. You can see, I think P3 is all he can get right now. P2 is just out of reach. You see there's a massive gap as Botthard pits once again. Onto the soft tyres, he can go for the fast lap of the race it looks like. 4 laps to go as Gold Gloves and Semi-Pro exchange positions. Gold Gloves now up in the P13 from P15. Only a few laps to go. But Sidepod 2 seconds behind the Rock. Hasn't gained as much as I thought he would. Has Sidepod. So maybe even P3 might
The Rock
be on
really
the
looking good on those hard tyres. But the Rock also does have a 3-second penalty.
Does Sidepod have one? I'm not sure.
He does not, no. I just had a sus, but yeah, the Rock out of the top 5, I think the Rock's the only one with a 3-second penalty.
So right now, Sidepod is on the podium. If he does not get a penalty, he's on the podium. So this should drive very cleanly for this. I think he should know that he has that 3-second buffer now. As we're just saying with Trent.
Bambi just getting that gap down now to 1.8.
Like he is, yeah. So that could be very interesting. But Big Dogger now trying to put a move on Stone Towel, who himself is trying to put a move on Scotty. So it's a battle for P5. As Stone Towel look at the pace adventures that Towel has on Scotty. He's looking for a move. Scotty much slower than Towel on those old harder tyres. That's to let Big Donga come onto the inside of Towel and make a move for P6. Maybe in P5. Is it a double overtake? I think he does. Double overtake into the final corner for Big Donga. An amazing move from him. And Stone Towel now side by side with Scotty. What's going to happen here? It looks like Towel is going to try to make a move back on Donga. I think, did they touch? I'm not sure if they touched.
Don't think they touch. I think the Donga might have had better traction on with those soft tyres.
So now Scotty, I'm not sure if he has any fight left in those much older hard tyres. They're not keeping that 2-second gap. Same with Deputy Dilldog. Looks like Bambi does not have enough to catch Dilldog, unfortunately. And Big Dog on 5.3 behind Sidepod. I think that's a bit too late now. That's a Rambler cost him when he made that contact in turn 11 Sidepod, so he'd be kicking himself. He could have gone for a potential podium spot here, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. I think maybe down the order. Just trying to find down in P15. It's not for points, it's just for pride down here. The drivers are racing just as hard. It's Meg, Semi-Pro, Coordinator and Proximity Ross all fighting for P14. As the rest of the grid is slowly starting to spread out now as we start lap 27 or 29. So I think Semi-Pro I'm not sure if he has the pace. They're all on old hards, so it wouldn't be too fast. Batman, with not driving the car at all, is dead in P18, so he's obviously hasn't driven, but he's doing alright, his AI. And Bonhard obviously down in P19, not the best for him.
Finn Kelly's also going to want to hold on to this top 10. He does have the fastest lap at the moment. He's actually just moved into P9.
So he's made a move on Jerndam. So he's going to get 3 points, I believe, with that fastest lap as well.
You'd say a good debut race here from Jerndam? A proper race here
A
this
much
week
better
for him?
race, yeah. You can get a solid 1 point, solitary point for him. Put him on the leaderboards. Be quite happy with that. Obviously his teammate Batman not doing the race at all. So he's doing it for Red Bull right now. And yeah, he's done very good. Very good first race for him. And our last race winner is Stone Tower Dan P6. So I think this just means that the championship is going to be wide open for this whole season. It won't be the same drivers on that podium every race. As Finn Kelly, who came second last week, is down in P9. Obviously Finn didn't have the best of starts, so that would have affected him. But yeah, lots of diversity in this field. We'll be expecting lots of different winners here. It's a wide open championship. Actually, Scotty might be making a move, or might be closing up for a move in the tower as well. Which might give us a little bit of excitement to the end. Anything Kelly on Tri-Kid to go for another position. Kelly now going on to Tri-Kid. He'll make a move for P8. Another position and sort of boost Ferrari up again. I think Ferrari will take the most points out of this weekend. Both the cars in the top 10, although the
Williams
P1, P6,
looking good.
Yeah. So both those guys tried to get the penalty as well. So
last lap here, and Deputy Dildog leads Bambi by 1.4.
So I think it's too far for Bambi to make a move, unfortunately.
You'd be hoping for Dildog to make a mistake, but I think he's been pretty consistent throughout this race.
He has, yeah. He's deserved this win. I don't think he's got any penalties on next to his name, so he should be okay. Hopefully. Yeah, so it looks like the field as Smeg gets moving proximity of Ross. Looking like interturned Mon there. Sampro has dropped off quite massively. Now coming around turn 11, turn 12. Deputy Dillog will stay on with him for the end. Coming to the final corner, and it looks like I think it's Budhod has spun once again, so it's not the best race of him. He's lost it on the inside curb. But Bambi can go all he can, but too little too late for him. But Deputy Dildog will win the Bahrain Grand Prix from Bambi in P2. The Rock will come home in P3.
The Rock will actually take P3. It looks like Angry Sidepod's lost him a bit there.
He has. We'll see if that's the case now. Yeah, he has. Big Dogger takes P4. Meanwhile, Stone Tower will take P6. Big Dogger takes P5. I think Kelly P7. Scotty P8. Tri-Kid P9. Sector 3 yellow. I think that's just the end of the race. Jernan up into P9. There's 2 points for Jernan. Trent Sandals down in P12 now. Zero going up to P10. So Zero taking that point off Tri-Kid. Sandals in P12, Gloves in Goggles P15, Smeg coming home in P14, Portinator down in P15, Proximity Ross 16th, Semi-Pro will come home P17, and Batman,
who left the race early on, finished P18. It's a great race.
New driver of the day today, The Rock, you'd have to say. Really good race by him. Started last and all the way to P3.
Race. Amazing race from The Rock. From last to a podium. As you see, the Williams driver
getting that win.
And yeah, you have to wonder what happened to Sidepod losing that much time in that little lapse.
I think he was 2 seconds behind going into the last lap, so he must have had a little error to end up losing by 5 seconds.
Yeah. I think he may have pushed a bit too hard in the end.
Unfortunately for him. But yeah, now, so our order, Deputy Dildog takes the win from P5 on the grid with Bambi in P2, The Rock P19 to P3, driver of the day here from us in P3, Very Angry Sidepod P4, Big Donga in P5 in the Ferrari, and Sterntail in that second Williams down P6. Ferrari, Williams getting a very good race, good haul of points here. Kelly now down in P7 with Scotty P8, Jernden in P9 in his debut race, and Zero running off the points in P10. P11 sees Tri-Kid and Sanders down in P12. In the second Renault sees Gold Gloves with Smeg, Portnetta, Proximity Ross, Semi-Pro, Batman and Bodhod rounding off our grid. So yeah, I think that will be it for us. Obviously we have tiers 1 to 5. This is tier 3 here, so yeah, tier 1, tier 2, tier 4 and tier 5 coming on at 8:30.
So you can
a lot of viewing for the fans.
Yeah,
great viewing, a lot of racing for the fans. GeForce Esports saying congratulations to Dildog on The Rock, the academy drivers. So it's like GeForce is taking over this. Taking over
every tier, you'd almost say.
Yeah. Yeah, that shows how good they are. But I think we will end it off there. So, yeah,
plenty of racing to watch until
I think it should be around 10 o'clock tonight.
And I believe that's all we have. I think
we have Global on next Sunday as well here at Bahrain again. So tune in for
Global and Elite.
And Elite, there you go. And next week, I believe, do we have China or is that off the list?
China is off the list, so I think next week will be the new track, Zandvoort, at Netherlands.
So that'll be very, very interesting. Yeah, I think
because Vietnam is also off as well, so
we back in Europe once again for Zandvoort, which would be really exciting for a new race there. New track, new racing, new strategies for everything. But yeah, I think we'll end it off there. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you BMAC.
Thank you False. Thank you for having me again.
Sidecoms, yeah. And I will end it there. So thank you guys for watching and goodbye.